100 years ago, in 1920, women secured the right to vote. It took 72 years and was not easy.
When half of the adult people in the United States who were considered citizens could not vote, you really didn't have a functioning democracy. Of course, that is not actually the end of women's quest for voting rights, because many women were not able to vote after the 19th Amendment was approved.
The 19th Amendment gave basically white women the right to vote.
People of color were routinely prevented from voting. African Americans had to pay poll taxes and pass literacy tests before they could vote. They were harassed and intimidated.
So race played a very heavy part in who was going to vote, even after the 19th Amendment had been ratified. One of the main reasons I believe we must vote is I had an opportunity to march with Dr. Martin Luther King and the late Congressman John Robert Lewis. I watched Bloody Sunday, and I watched people being killed in order for the Voters' Right Act of 1965 to pass.
Anybody who is suppressing the vote, anybody who is intentionally trying to keep people from voting because that candidate knows that those people will vote against him or her, that person is a political coward. That person is undermining American democracy.
There's many ways that voting are inaccessible to people with disabilities. People that have mobility disabilities may not be able to access their polling place. Even now during COVID, we're thinking vote by mail. That's a great system. But how is it that somebody who has a visual disability is going to be able to vote by mail?
If we believe in a vibrant democracy, we want to have the highest voter turnout in the world, not the lowest. And we must oppose ruthlessly and as hard as we can any effort to suppress the vote.
As a first-generation immigrant to the United States, I believe in the power of the vote.
We need to get involved in our politics to make things better and to make sure that we have a seat on the table.
I think when we look at the women's suffrage movement, we realize that these rights should not be taken for granted.
We women, black women, white women, we have to get together again like we did in the early part of the 19th century. We should never give up the fight to make sure that everyone has the right to vote and that their vote counts.